Today we're going to be making hummus.
Making homemade hummus is so quick and easy. It seriously will take you 5 minutes to mix it up. You just throw everything into a food processor and turn it on. Plus, you have control over the ingredients. It's healthy, great thing to serve at a party, and we are in party season right now. And it's a crowd pleaser every single time.
I'm telling you, I was never a fan of hummus. Never. My husband tried many times to get me to eat some hummus, and I would not try it. I didn't want anything to do with it. I did like chickpeas, but I would not eat hummus. Then one day, I decided to make it myself. Not eating store-bought, but I made it myself. It totally changed things. I love it. I probably love it a little too much. Seriously could sit down and eat probably most of the entire dish. That's how much I like it. It's delicious. Our grandkids love it. Our kids love it. It's really so good for you. It's gut healthy. And you know, if you're a little constipated, it'll help you with that too. So let's get started making this. I'm going to be making this in my food processor. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to drain my cans of chickpeas. So I'm going to get a strainer and my chickpeas, and we want 2 cans of chickpeas. So each can is 15 ounces, I believe. We're just going to drain those in there really well. We're going to use some of this liquid from this, so we don't want to get rid of it right now. Just going to add that into my food processor, and let's open the next can. Now to the chickpeas, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of tahini. Tahini is sesame seeds all ground up. So 1/2 cup of tahini. We want to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil. The juice of 2 lemons. We also want to add a couple garlic cloves. I'll stick those in there, get them out of the way. Okay, now that the lemon is in there, we're going to add a teaspoon of cumin. Love cumin. Let's get this in here. This is gonna give it a really nice flavor. Here's a teaspoon of cumin. And we're also going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Let's get the lid on. We're going to turn this on high for 30 seconds. All right, now let's check to see what it looks like. Okay, so you can see some of the chickpeas are not blended well, and it's a little bit thick. So this is where the liquid from the chickpeas is going to come in. You're going to add a little bit more liquid, and we're going to blend those up a little bit more. Now that we have it to the right consistency, we're going to add some pesto. How much pesto is up to you. I'm going to add a generous amount, I think. Probably about a 1/4 cup. We'll blend that up and see how that looks, how it tastes, and we'll go from there. Let's check to see how that looks. Looks pretty good. Let's taste it. That's very good. So let's get it into a container. These are glass lock containers that I get on Amazon. They're fairly inexpensive. you get quite a bit in a set. I can link them below. Okay, so I want to take this out. I'm trying not to make a mess. Let's just kind of clean the blades off. How can you do this without making a mess, really? So I'm curious, how many of you guys like hummus? I'm making a mess. Getting this all over the place. I love it with carrots. I think that's probably my favorite vegetable to eat it with. I know it tastes good with crackers and it tastes good with other vegetables, but carrots are definitely my favorite to eat them with. I'll set that down there and call it good. I've made a mess everywhere. Let's get this into a dish. I know from experience this is going to be a little bit more than what's actually going to fit in there. So I did get another bowl to use. I love these containers. They lock really well. They seal airtight. You don't have to worry about them spilling, and I like that they're not plastic. Fingers and hands are the greatest tools, right? Here we go. Hummus. And you did it yourself. And it's a lot better than store-bought. So let's go find some vegetables and we'll try it out. So in my refrigerator, I keep another glass lock dish of vegetables. I like to keep them cut up and ready to go because I'm more apt to grab these than I am something that wouldn't be good for me. So when I bring them home, any vegetables home from the store, I immediately wash them and chop them up. So let's go for a carrot. This is really good. This is a basil pesto. It's Christopher Ranch pesto. Like I said, I just added to taste. You can make different kinds of pesto. You could just leave it the way it was and not add anything to it. It would be really good that way too. You could make some roasted red pepper hummus. I've done that. Just buy the jar of roasted red peppers and you add that to it. So good. So good. That's my second favorite. But there's different ones, so I'm sure Pinterest has a lot of recipes on there. Change it up and see what you find. Either way, you should try it. It's really easy to make. You saw. It makes quite a bit. It'll store for about a week in the refrigerator as long as you have it in a nice sealed container. Like I said, I put it in these because it's airtight. It has a seal on it. See the blue seal? And they just snap into place and I'm not worried about dropping it, spilling or anything. It stays really nice in here. Things I find stay a lot longer in here. They stay fresher longer. You can also put the hummus in the freezer if you want to put it in smaller serving size dishes and just store them in the freezer and just take them out as you're going to use them. That's fine too. However you do it, you will enjoy it.
Thank you for joining me. If you're new, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button and join my family of keepers. I create new videos every week on simple living, homestead grown, and all things home. And until next time.